Alright, boys and girls, good evening and welcome to the Bell MTS Ice Watch for tonight's Manitoba Women's Junior Hockey League semi-final matchup, Game 2, between the Manitoba Blizzard and the Western Predators. Michael Darrell alongside Kat Erickson and Curtis St. Marie, who will be joining us off and on throughout the night. Just getting some treats in our system here right now. Starting in goal, down to my left will be Sydney Irwin. She'll be back after missing and starting the game but giving up 2 goals on 6 shots. And it's going to be Michelle Curtis here will rotate on the camera here to start. Anyway, Sydney Irwin to my left, Michelle Curtis to my right. And both teams will get going. They'll drop the puck here in 25 seconds. Curtis St. Marie joined me on color for this first game.
Hi Michael, happy 6th anniversary with Mike FM.
Thank you very much. Now it's back out to center and we're underway as they'll roll it back in. Out of the back corner, I'll flip it all the way around, and offside here very early in the game. And we continue to get our wires situated. Promise you there is a camera operator coming. Bat quickly off the wall, we're underway again now. Get it back. They'll work it all the way down. Now quickly back into the middle. As it's brought out to center. Just jump over the back off the window. Now they settle it. Here's that chance again. Back across as we did Kat Erickson situated behind the camera. Here's that outlet feed. Back across. They'll shoot it now to the front. That's not going to work. We're just getting our camera situated here. My apologies. Puck comes back. Now they worked it all the way around into the zone to the right of Sydney Irwin. And it's going to go back quickly. Now they worked at it. This comes back quickly. We're a minute into this one. It's going to come back into the zone quickly. Back around. Michael Darrell, Kat Erickson, Curtis St. Marie. And we worked it all the way around. Now it's back out quickly. My apologies for the slight delayed in camera movement. Here's the shot. That's not going to work. Now they flip it all the way back into the zone. Here's Madison Fleming. Back to get it up here now for Chia Dietz. Dietz will work it back quickly as we have Kat Erickson now behind the camera. Puck comes out. Now they worked it. Here's that big hit right off a hop there by Semenko. They'll flip it all the way back in. 18-19, here to go in this opening period. We'll scoreless. Up the wall here, shot Tremblay. Tremblay comes in. Now they work it back into the corner. They'll work it back quickly off to the middle. Kat, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to sit down because I can't see. Puck comes up and over. Can't see on the plate to my right. Here's an opportunity. They'll work it out. Now they shoot it all the way down, midway ankle. Tries to work it up now for Tremblay. Tremblay works it. Shot Tremblay back up in front again, up in there. As it's flipped all the way back. Out front here with 17-40 to go. Back out in front, here's another shot. That is stopped by Irwin. And we'll have 17:35 to go here in this period. Face off to the right of Sydney Irwin. Hang on a second, Curtis. I have your mic off for a minute. Back out. Just till we did situated. Back out. Now they worked it in. Now they'll shoot it around the wall. Puck comes all the way down. That's going to be controlled. Do we have an issue? Back out. Now they worked it all the way into the middle. And it's back in. Here they come out to center. That's going to be back out here for Medop. Medop will work in the zone. Now they drive it here. That chance quickly back into the middle. And the Predators will work it in. Now they drive it. Back quickly to the slot. Out near the center ice line. Now they work it back door. Here's the chance into the zone quickly. There's the shot by Lee. Rebound. Wrap around Van Conen. That's stopped by Curtis. At the front, she'll poke it to the back corner. 16:39 here to go in the period. Curtis, back in. Here they have a chance. 16 and a half to go. They'll work it back door. Now it's flipped here with 16:26 to go in this period. Here's the launch shot that's knocked over top. Back across, they'll flip it. Quickly back out. Here's that Predator opportunity for Sydney Allen. Back across. Now they work it in. This comes back and that's to be grabbed by Irwin. 16:06 now we bring in Curtis St. Marie.
Thank you, Mike. That was you know what? I think both teams are a little sluggish to start of the game, but normally that's normal after playing a late night of hockey there, Mike.
Yeah, back off the wall. Predators will win this draw. That draw was won there by number 24, Morgan Sloan. Chloe Litzke and Emma Stewart, by the way, are back in the lineup. Now they worked it all the way across. After missing last night, now Profinet gets dumped. Actually, sorry, that's Henry that got dumped. And the Predators are going to take the penalty early. And Curtis, it's going to be a power play for the Blizzard. They had one opportunity last night, and they made good on it.
They sure did.
1 for 1. Here in the game last night. Puck comes back across. Now they center it back to the blue line. They'll work it back to the line here now for Shea with Duncan. Duncan works to the cross. Tries to drop it off on the power play. Back door. That's not going to miss. Back for drop one. She had the power play goal last night. She'll twin it around the wall. Waits now behind the net. 15 and a half to go here in this first period. Back quickly. Now they work it back here. Met at the line. Watches it come to Joplin. Joplin pinned away from trouble. And that's going to be the Predator trying to jackknife it out. Back to the blue line here for Shea with Duncan. Duncan right on in front. That doesn't work. Had a nice save by Curtis. She tried to go side to side. Maybe got a bit impeded there. Back out. Here come the Blizzard back in. They'll work it. It's going to be met out. She'll carry it over the line. She'll drop it back across. Another shot. That's in the wide. Now quickly here, quickly for Dana Poulton. Poulton will work it behind the net. Now they send it back to the blue line. Medot has it lifted over her. And it goes back for Alice Kleeman. Kleeman back off the window. 14:40 here to go as it's rolled back. Into the corner, Kleeman goes the other way. And now it's rolled back quickly. Up the zone, now send it across. Now they lift it off the corner. Sends it down for Fleming. Fleming watches it, leaves it there now for Leslie. Actually, that's 18, not 19. Back up Fleming. Drives it now for Leslie. Leslie back across to the middle of the slot. She wanted Profinet. Profinet leaves it for Fleming. Fleming on the outside. Back here quickly. How'd they look at it? Down to the center of feed here now for Kleeman. Kleeman right on the button. They score! On the doorstep. Blizzard lead 1-0. And it's that power play striking for the second time in the series, Curtis.
It sure is. You know what? Their power play has been perfect all throughout the series, and you know what? It continues to go. It's going to be a great power play if they keep it up. They're going to end up winning this series.
Back out. It's not about how many opportunities you've given up, but rather how many goals you scored, and now that's 1 for 3 versus 2 for 2.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like the linesman lost the puck there for a second.
Yeah, I don't know. Back out. Now they worked it all the way down. 1-0 for the Manitoba Blizzard. An early goal. And I believe they gave that to, I can't remember. Back out. Now we have an offside. We'll get that from our timekeeper.
We noticed there. We noticed that there, Michael, that Sydney Irwin is back in net after last night. I don't know if she was hurt or pulled or.
Yeah, no. Apparently that was a goaltending change initiated by none other than Sydney Irwin. Back out, because remember she left off the face-off. They were going to drop the puck to her right, and then she sprinted to the bench, and the rest is history. Predators with the only 1-0 deficit. And another power play goal. The Blizzard are 2 for 2 in this series on the power play after going 1 for 1 last night. And the Predators went 0 for on their opportunities.
Yep.
Now they worked it around. They'll play it back to the slot here. Back to 5-on-5. I'm still waiting a message from our timekeeper, Justin Patty, as to who they credited that goal to. Tiana Lee was in the neighborhood, as was, I think that was Henry back up. Now they worked it in. We'll get that figured out. Puck comes back across. They'll work it in. And it's Dana Poulton from Joey and Henry and Madison Fleming.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, it was either Henry or Poulton. And now they credited it to Poulton on the power play.
I've noticed that there's a lot of whistles to start this game there, Mike.
Yeah, there also was yesterday. In that choppy early game yesterday, puck comes across here, the shot to put it right on. And that's stopped by Curtis, who's celebrating a birthday today.
Well, happy birthday to Michelle Curtis.
And I'm sure would not like to see her team go down, although that is very possible.
Yeah.
12:26 to go. Dana Pool's on the power play. Henry just played better. The draw just replaced by Poulton. They're going to win the draw. Now they work it back here in a 1-0 game. As they send it back to the line. Now they work it here. The chance they'll go across ice. Back up the seam here, up for Mendez. Mendez moving in. That's Dwight Irwin goal bounces off the window. This goes back into the corner. So Poulton has her first in the playoffs. And it's going to be actually her first of the series, pardon me. And they'll work it all the way around. That's quickly here for MWJHL. That's going to be icing. 11:54 left here in the opening period.
Yeah, Mike, this is going to be, you know what, this is going to be, I think it's going to be a little bit, it's going to be a tight game like last night. But you're going to probably see less goals.
Last goal, and then you need to convert on your opportunity. Do the chance on in front for Tremblay. They score! Tremblay was in the crease. I don't know if she got credit for it. Found a way to barge through the back door. And it's going to be Bailey Granum, I think, number 12.
Sure looks like it.
Yeah, who was the one that touched it? Tremblay was in the area, out with Paige Colwyn. So the big line strikes. Now they worked it off the face-off. They'll drive it off the wall. They'll send it down quickly. They'll flip it off the wall. Here's the chance for Colwyn back. Actually Colwyn back out in front. Now they send it back to the blue line. Now flip it in. Now they have a chance. Cross ice. Drives it off the wall. Here's that inside step. That's left back into the middle. Now along the corner, 11-17 to go in this opening period. We are tied at 1. I think we watched Jackie Grabmont just walk by our broadcast set getting ready for the next game. Puck comes back out. Her polar ice will be in action at 8:30 tonight. Puck comes off. Now they work it around, back in. They'll rip it around the corner. Now they drive it off the back window, quickly back. The left back out front that comes all the way down. And here to pick it up is going to be number 24 for the Predators. That was more than slow, but quickly turned the other way. The Predators have been lacking a little bit of energy since that 2-0 goal. They seem to be trying to impose some energy. Curtis, here comes to shield the game-winning goal. They're doing so by being physical. There's a delayed offside. Now there's a tripping call coming. Here's a shot on the delayed penalty, and Curtis gets the glove on it. And we'll hang on. And it's going to be a tripping call, Curtis.
Yeah, it looks like Alana Mendez is going to sit for 2. And she tripped up Polanski as Polanski was making her way to the net.
Now they have a look here, 10-11 to go. Back on the power play, they're 2 for 2 in the series, 1 for 1 of the game. Here's a shot out in front. Now Van Konen to the net. That doesn't work. Now here's a chance that Curtis says enough of this. And we'll squeeze it. It's going to be Mendez in the box, as Curtis said. 1:48 left.
Yeah.
Now they work it back to the blue line. Plays it back to the corner. They'll set it around. Here's that chance back to the slot. That doesn't work. Chance in front. Another opportunity that gets blocked and out to center ice. They'll send it in. Now quickly, here's that look back to the slot again. They'll work it around up the boards. They'll drive it in here now for Joplin. Joplin works it off. Leaves it there for Van Konen. Van Konen back in front. Now they work it back to the middle. Here's the chance out front. Tremblay bangs that one out of the zone. And it's going to be down the 8th. That line of Tremblay, Granham, and Paige Collins had your game tying goal opposite to Bailey Granham. And Granham was just in the right spot at the right time, driving it to the net. Now they back check. Here's Fleming. She's got 1 assist on the game's opening goal, which was credited to Dana Poulton on the power play. Speaking of Poulton, here she comes. She's going to work it. Swing it back right now. Bottom of the face-off circle. Walks up to the top. Spins back around. That's just a gorgeous looking play. Back up for Clayman off the skate. Fleming couldn't get it to pinball. Back out. Now they set it across. Here's that other chance. Curtis makes the stop. That is blocked away. Back to the actually blocked. Now they send it in. Back to the corner. They'll work it in. Here's that chance right to the goal. Stopped by Curtis, who's in that.
Yes, you had to think about that one for a second, Mike. You've been saying her name in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. There's been goalie changes left, right.
You know what, Mike? With 19 seconds left, the Predators have been doing a good job shutting down this strong power play by the Blizzard.
Now they work it back to the corner. They'll set it around. This comes back to the slot. They'll play it down. Works it off the window. Here there's a chip and chase at the breakaway for Run. Cohen! Oh, she goes crashing. No call, or is there going to be one? Yeah, there's going to be one. I didn't see the bad referee, and it might be a hooking call. Yeah, she got the shot up. That's why there's no penalty shot. Anyway, Brooks is slow to get up, but does get up, and it's going to be 3 seconds. Curtis of 4-on-4.
Yep.
Before we head to an extended power play, thanks to Kiana Lee's penalty. Back out. Now they work it around. Blizzard out of the pot. In their own zone. They're back on the penalty kill, so they'll just lob it out to center. High and over. Back to get this now is going to have an opportunity there for Sloan. Trying to play this back door. And behind here, they'll send it across ice. Back to the wall, they'll play it down, works it in. Back to the corner. Drives it out of the middle. This is knocked away. And they'll send it out front. Quickly back here now, they leave it. Drives it off the window. Up for Mendez. Mendez is going to move it. Mendez drops it off. Now they're right in time on the penalty kill, which the Blizzard light. Up the window, pass doesn't hit the intended receiver. And Mendez has to go back. Mendez leaves it there now for Sloan. Sloan tries to enter. And the puck gets dumped all the way down the ice. Back to the face-off circle. There's the change in front of the bench as Granum comes in. Bailey Granum going to slide it. She's got to deal with the sliding Maddox. Maddox loses the player back out in front. Here's a shot. That's going to rattle off the cage and wide. I shot Tromley. Plays it back to Cross here with 7 minutes to go in the period. They'll work it up. Sends it back to Cross, back to the blue line. Now they work it here, this chance back for Mitoyenko. Mitoyenko rolls it back into the corner. We got under 7 to go. Back for Mitoyenko. Mitoyenko rolls it off, gives it back to the far slot. And now she's got to hurry back since the defender couldn't hold the line. And now Paige Collins is the head of the orchestra. Offside. You know, Curtis, I don't want to get too much in the game plan, because that's not why we're here, and you and I aren't coaches for a reason. But it seems like since that 2-0 goal to Paige Collins yesterday, the Blizzard have made a real emphasis to take those 2 players away.
That's for sure.
That comes off the window. That's 1-1 here early in this one as it's played back out to center. Now this gets flipped in. As it's worked back into the center ice area. They'll flip it now. They'll leave it all the way around back behind the net. Now they work it in. Puck comes up the seam. They'll drive it. Here's the chance for Webb. Webb will leave it now back quickly. It gets shot into the corner. Here's a chance now quickly there for Kleeman. As Kleeman going to try to get it out. It's back to 5-on-5. Here in a 1-1 game opening period. Michael Gill, Chad Erickson, Curtis St. Marie. Puck gets sent down. This is icing on the Blizzard. And they'll do the face-off all the way to our left. Here with face-off for the right of Sidney Irwin.
Yeah, well, the Preds are 0 for 1 on the power play, with the Blizzard being 1 for 2 already tonight.
Yeah, and 2 for 3 in the series overall. We just about had the same amount of penalties, 3 of them, but we had all of last night, so that's a little interesting.
Yep.
Puck comes down. In fact, we have had 3 penalties already, so we're at that point. Here's the shot. Oddly enough, though, Curtis.
Yes, Mike.
Except for the 3-2 goal, the 2 third period goals, basically what has happened is 5 goals in this opening period of the whole series, and the rest of the series there have been only those 2 third period goals.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Up the seam, may work it. Now they drive it here with that chance. It's going to come back to Cross. Works it down, back for Van Konen. So kind of a maybe settling in factor, but also not a whole lot going on in the middle of the game. Here's Poulton. Poulton drives it in, back to Cross. Oh, that just missed on a nice feed by the Blizzard. Blizzard have certainly come out pushing today. Out 8-4 on the shot clock. Back up the wall here, 7-0, back behind the net. Drives it off to the side. Trying to spin. I asked one of the Blizzard yesterday, memory escaped me who it was, whether today was their game 1, and she said, I guess you could, or sorry, today was their game 3, and she said, I guess you could say that. For sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Both teams are playing really hard. The Predators are pushing for that game 3, as the Blizzard would like to end the series tonight.
Yeah, so it's kind of game 3 for both teams, but in different ways.
That's true.
Puck comes off the wall. They'll send us down, back out. Now it's back for Duncan. Duncan backs into the zone. Now they leave it. Here's that chance opportunity. They'll flip it in. Works it back door. Here's a shot. Stopped by Curtis. Nice save. Said, look what I got. 3:53 remaining in the period.
You know what, Mike? It seems like this series is going to be a special teams kind of series.
Exactly. You look at it, the deficit was 1 goal yesterday. The 1 goal came on the power play on the 1 opportunity. Back out here, the shot. That's a little wide of the net. Blizzard already have a power play goal. While the Predators have come back at 5-on-5. Puck comes up. I'll make the guess and say the Nets goal wins this game. Back out is Polanski. Polanski back out. Now they send it all the way down here for Medot. I don't think there's going to be many goals here in this one. Delayed offside. Everybody cleared the line. Now they bring it back to the blue line, and that's going to come back up. Quickly, one of the Predators blows the tire. Here's Polanski quickly up the ice. Polanski sends it in. That was off the skate. Back here quickly. Now they'll shoot it into the corner. And the Predators will work at it. Trying to get this out quickly. Up the seam. Oh, that looked like that was very close to offside. Kumsky takes that. Curtis, you're not in your head, I think, from what I can see here. Back up the seam. Here's the puck. A break and a shot. Just stopped by Irwin. Good to see Sid back on her game after what I maintained was pulling herself yesterday up the window. Yeah. Drives it in. At least we know it wasn't an injury, because I don't know if one can recover from an injury in less than 24 hours. Maybe. Puck comes out. Puck comes up in the air. Now they work it 10-5. The shot on goal. 1-1 the score. Now they work it up the seam. They'll drive it. Looks at it. Down along the window. This comes back up the seam. Drives it in. Back across. That doesn't work. Quick up the middle. And that's going to be flipped in by Fleming. Fleming back to get it. There is Darren, sorry. That rolls back on the far side corner. Predators will work at it. Back to the slot now. Here's that opportunity that's going to come up and be back into the zone. Here's a chance for Van Konen. Cross ice. They'll send it around. Fleming up the window. Trying to leave it here now. This comes back up the center of the zone. Drives it in here. Fleming is hauled down. There's another penalty. And Curtis, what I'm going to say to that is this. The Blizzard speed is giving the Predators fits.
Yeah, well, you know what? It makes me wonder, we're with 1:28 to go here in the first period. And the Predators have already taken close to a handful of penalties. Could that be worrying head coach Ashton Lickey going into the next period?
Well, here's the thing. A team that historically does not take a lot of penalties. Back to the corner. Now they settle it back to the corner. Here's a chance for Duncan. Duncan back to drop. Oh, that hit the knee of the defender. Luckily, Curtis was there to stop the pinball.
She jumped on that puck real quick there, Mike.
Yeah, so it was coming right back at her off her defenseman's kneecap.
Yeah, and you know what? If she didn't jump on it, we could have had a crazy rebound and a goal.
Back out off the wall. Here's the shot. That's to be knocked away. That was Duncan with that opportunity. This Blizzard power play, I'm not sure you want to give him that many opportunities. Here's Henry. Works around the net. Julian Henry tries to kind of wait out the speed. Throws it back in front. Now that goes off the wall, off the window. Here's the chance now for Tremblay. Tremblay looks at it. Tremblay throws it in front. Now they look at it down in the corner again. They'll work it across. Now it's back for Henry. Henry will look for it. Now it's back to the slot. Quickly out in front. And it's up the ice. They'll work it in here for Joplin. Joplin works it quickly. Back to the slot. Another opportunity here for Medot. Medot rolls it around quickly. Jam job out in tight. That doesn't work. Quickly here with 25 seconds. Up the window. They'll play it down. The flop back here for Duncan. 50 seconds left, so there'll be some carryover time. Then the penalty box with Mitchell. That's the right idea. Long shot. Trying to maybe catch them off guard. 10.1 icing. And a face-off to your left. I don't know. Do you like that play, Curtis?
You know what?
That 200-foot slap shot?
You know what? If you're trying to slow down the play, yes. But if you're trying to keep the puck moving, no.
Back up the window. We'll have his face-off to the right. We're tied at 1. Now they work it up for Granum. Granum back into the corner. They'll flip it off the window. This comes back. Now they leave it here. This chance again. Back across. And that's going to be end of period. And your thoughts, Curtis, because Dana Poulton, her first of the playoffs, makes it 1-0. Replying for the Predators was Bailey Dranham, 13-5. The Blizzard outshoot the Predators largely in part because of power plays.
Yeah. You know what, Mike? Both teams came out a little chippy or a little sluggish after playing such a late game last night. I believe it was a 9 o'clock start last night. And tonight's going to be the same thing, another 9 o'clock start. The main thing you have to remember to win this game is it's going to be all about heart. Do you have the heart to go all 60 minutes? Because if you don't go 60 minutes, especially in a semifinal in junior hockey, you're not going to win the game.
And especially the other part to this is you play Saturday and you play Sunday.
Yeah.
So you're asking 4 games in 5 nights if you don't win this game. But we'll take a break. 1-1 after 20. You're on Game Time.
Yep.
And we're back, ready to broadcast the second period, awaiting the arrival of the Western Predators. Michael Dale, Curtis St. Marie with you. Curtis, your thoughts on what you should see in the second period?
You know what? I think we're going to see a little bit more intensity from both teams. Again, like I said earlier, both teams are looking for a win. The Predators are looking to keep the series alive, as the Blizzard are looking to end the series tonight. It should be a good 40 minutes of hockey now there, Michael, as we're done 20. And here come the Western Predators.
Yeah, led by Michelle Curtis, who's celebrating a birthday today. Zed Irwin is in the net to my right.
Happy birthday, Michelle.
Yeah, she would like her birthday to have a celebratory mood to it even more by forcing a Game 3 on Saturday night.
That's for sure. That's what every athlete dreams of on their birthday, when they got to play their game or run a race or whatever it is that they're doing.
McKenna Mitchell-Ankle in the penalty box. For another 32 seconds, Justin Passy will make his way back into the timekeeper's box. And we'll be about ready to begin the proceedings here of period number 2. Whistle goes, punted down at showtime for period 2. That's going to be played back again by Van Conen, back across up for Kiana Lee. They'll shoot it in as everybody tries to meander to find their seats here beside us. Julian Henry up the window, waits for it as it's the 4-forward alignment on his power play to begin the second period at 10 seconds left. Henry splits to the middle, waits for it now behind the net. Julian Henry back around, walks around the goal. Here for Kiana Lee. Lee moving in, drops it back into the giveaway. And the Predators might have some numbers out of the wall here, that long lead play. They wanted to send Paige Collins away. She was waiting at the blue line, but the puck never got there. 19:16 to go here in the second period. Puck comes off the skate, and they'll work it all the way down. Now quickly here. Back out in front, they'll work it now to the front of the goal. They'll work it down here quickly. Back behind here for Casey Preffinich, who's trying to make something happen. Up the seam, but here come the Predators with numbers. It's going to be taken back by Sloan. Sloan out in front. Now that doesn't work. Chloe Litchie and Emma Stewart are back in the lineup. After missing last night's game, puck comes off the wall. Preffinich over skate. Now they work it cross ice up the wall. Here's this chance. Long lead play back out to center. Colin gives up the puck to center ice. Fleming dumps it in. And it goes back behind the net. Blizzard win. Now open the championship Sunday night. Predators win. We're back here Saturday night at 8:30. Puck comes off the window. They'll flip it down. Prairie Blades will take on the Polar Ice in Game 2. That's coming up next. Puck will work off the wall. That'll be about an 8:30 face-off. And now they blowed it down because the puck took too long to come undone.
That's for sure, Michael. The headman here tonight missed a penalty that should have went towards the Blizzard. They were kicking at the puck but they were kicking the Predator player, whoever that was in the corner. I couldn't tell the number, but to me, in my books, that's kicking.
Back off the wall. Here's a quick shot that's tipped away by Curtis. Paige Collins gives up the putt, now back for Van Tonen. Van Tonen works the putt around. Here come the Predators quickly over the blue line. They'll work it here. Mendez this shot. That is a nice glove save by Sidney Irwin, who says, look at what I got, and makes the save.
That's for sure. That was a great save there. She reached out to snag the puck to keep the game tied at 1 here in the second period.
Off the wall, Chloe Litke. On the faceoff, she's going to win it now for Sydney Southall. Back out here quickly, that's Mrs. Mitchell back for Leipzig. Leipzig out with the two players that I just mentioned, Southall and Litke. Leipzig goes into the corner, just turned around, now they work it back to the corner. They'll settle it back quickly, back to the middle. Works it out front here, the shot! Irwin got that one too. Nice push back here from the Predators to start period number 2.
That's for sure. Michael, Predators are off on a fire streak here tonight, or in the second period. Looks like they lit the flame and they're out on fire, and they're getting their shots on goal, making everything count.
Shots are 2-1 Predators. There might be a third one as Sydney Irwin. Nice to see her bounce back after not even lasting just over 5 minutes yesterday.
That's for sure.
Giving up 2 goals on 6 shots. Now they work it off the wall. For the record, Anya Dieto shut the door in the last 54 minutes, stopping all 14. Back out. And that's an alarming rate. Only 14 shots in the remaining 54 minutes. Puck comes out. Yep. Now they work it out the wall. That's simply not enough. Back up now. Here's a long play there with Diallo. Plays it back across. Nobody was home. They work it back out to center. Here they come off the wall for Maggie Medoff. That doesn't work. And now flip it all the way back in. Works it back door. That comes off a stick. And they'll play it down. Works it into the corner. Now back here quickly. It's going to be left for the Blizzard. They'll leave it out front. Back to the corner. Back to the middle. And it's going to come back here with Mendez. Mendez drops it off. Back in front here to steal. Looking at Brooke Collins, and the rebound is there for a minute. They score. Elena Mendez makes it 2-1.
And just like that, the Predators have woken up in the second period, Michael.
Yeah, we'll let that sink in.
But you did, while we wait for the goal here, you did mention that Anya Dedio came in and stopped 54 shots in 50-something minutes.
14 shots in 54
minutes. And
go ahead.
I say, you know what? Coming off in her rookie year after APing for the team last year, sure put on a performance last night in the
not an easy spot. And she said it much on the post-game show yesterday. You know, you kind of come in to 2 at the limit. I was already at that limit, so no more goals. And that wound up being just enough as Tumpsty got the winner late in the third period. Now they worked it off the wall. Up here for Poulton, it's 2-1 for the Western Predators. Here with just over. Now they worked it cross ice. Back to the wall. Check your clock there, Curtis. There's something not right with it.
I can't fix it till the clock stops.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize. Back up now. They worked it across. And I'll take it down. You can always take the overlay off the screen, stop it, and then fix it. Back out. Here they worked it off the wall. Here's Mitchell. Back out to center. Just going to throw a lot of people off. Up the window here. 15 minutes to go here. In the second period, we have a 2-1 game. They'll work it up. Now they look for it back in the slot. That doesn't work. Back up the seam. Here quickly as Lee dumps it in. Lee plays the cross ice back for Profinet. Right back in. Now they leave it here. That chance dropper on the temp. Got the jump short side. Back to the middle now. 14:39 to go. As they worked it out, here's that long play intended. And do we have another penalty coming here?
Nope. Or maybe we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah, there was a long play. I wasn't sure it's going to go to Sloan. And oh boy, the coaches are going to go up the wall with these penalties.
That's for sure.
Is that number 4?
Yeah, and this, no, this is number 3 for the Predators, I believe.
And the Blizzard are, I think they're 1 for 3 on the power play. This will be number 4.
Okay, you're right.
Back out, now they work it cross ice. Predators will chip it out. Certainly playing with fire here. Kiana Lee back to get it, now they shoot it around. This comes back to the corner. Now they wait for it out the window. They'll send it in front, that doesn't work. Now back to the middle. And it's going to come back up and over. Back cross ice. Up for Henry, she can't settle it down, now does. Great outlet feed that did cut off. Now they worked it out for Duncan. Duncan tried to make something happen, but that true drop on offside. Here we're 13:54 to go in the second period, pardon me.
That offside, I believe, was caused by a little bit of confusion at the line. No one seemed to knew where the puck was. They thought it was in, and bingo bango.
We have a programming announcement that is going to come for Game Time TV tomorrow, so watch out for that. Puck comes down. Now they worked it in the corner. Back to the line. Here's the shot that goes back to the blue line. Back quickly, they'll work it in. Trying to settle it quickly back. In, that doesn't work. Here's a chance quickly. Back here for Fleming. Fleming tries to turn around. Madison Fleming turns out of some tight space, and Predators find a loose puck and send it down. Now they work it out front, back behind. Trying to play this up the ice. It's a work up for Fleming. Fleming tries to work it. Madison Fleming, this goes back down. They'll work it into the corner. Here off the wall for Taylor Webb. Webb, that doesn't quite work. Now they drive it out front back to the blue line. And it's knocked away off the shin. Here now for Joey and Henry. Henry back to the point. Final 15 seconds to the shot. That's going to be stopped, and the Predators will try to find a rebound, but Kleeman holds it in. Now they'll try again. Joey and Henry giving chase, causing the Predators all kinds of problems. The puck will just hop at the blue line. And they'll work it out for Kiana Lee. Lee sends it in. All the way back to Diallo, back behind the net. Now it's Diallo. Works it cross ice. Now they leave it back to the blue line. They'll work it in. Back to the point. Here's that shot, that stop, that's knocked away. And it's going to come all the way down. Now they leave it here. Backing into the to Stewart, and that's going to be icing on the Predators once more.
I don't know.
The Predators, to me, Curtis, I know they're up 2-1.
Yeah.
But they seem very, very flustered.
They're not. It's not that they're flustered. They're purposely icing the puck. Well, we have a little bit of a break here. There is a bit of a purpose for for them icing the puck. What they are trying to do, and it is smart hockey. It is also cheap hockey. They are icing the puck to try and slow down this fast-paced Blizzard team, as they're trying to fix the net here behind Sidney Irwin.
But now the devil's advocate to that is if you don't win a lot of defensive zone faceoffs, they might have a goal come off of that.
That's true, but sometimes that's a risk you're going to want to take.
Right. And now they put the post. That is the problem at the post.
The peg is not going all the way into the net.
Yeah,
and that's a safety issue.
That would be
so they've alerted the linesman right away, which is good.
That would be a problem.
There we go. Looks a bit better. Looks firm. And, oh, hold on. All right, and we're ready to play, Mike. Back to you.
All right. We're ready to play face off to the right. 5-on-5 it comes as a bunch of the Polar Ice are now walking here back out. I'll leave it across. That looks like Mackenzie Henley, and I can't tell who the other one is. Here's a long play back as they'll work it back to the blue line. Tries to play this out front, back to the middle, and I'll send it all the way down the ice. Back for loading Mask. Mask up the wall. Tries to feed for Poulton. Long play, icing again. And Curtis will play it, but not before it's an icing call. Lots of icings.
That's for sure, Mike.
Both these teams kind of want to. They're playing conservative. Whether that's the right way to play, I'm not so sure. Puck comes back. Now they work it around. MWJHL, Chad Erickson, and Curtis St. Marie, and the rest of our Game Time TV crew. Puck comes up the ice here, 11:26 to go. Now they lift it back to the middle. Trying to drive it, this doesn't work. Now back again, now flip it, leaves it. Quickly to the back corner. It's going to be taken there by Darian behind the net. Darian tries to work it up for Poulton. Poulton had the puck roll underneath their stick. And now they'll have Van Cronin try to walk the line. Now they drive it off the wall. Into the middle. And Van Cronin gets knocked over by Leipzig. That maybe was a penalty earlier in the game. But mercifully that's not going to be called. Because I don't think the Predators can understand another power play back out. Long play there, that line of Litke, Sloan, Leipzig is out there. Here's the partial break. Moving in the sun. Rebound. Stopped by Curtis.
Michelle Curtis has definitely been playing really well tonight.
Yeah, that was Henry, I think, that had the chance.
Yeah, so far Michelle Curtis has stopped 15 out of 16 shots.
10:29 to go here in the middle period. Back up, they'll play it around out front. Here they come at the 2-on-1. It's the Colin line with Granham. Granham, they had the James opening goal. Throws it back in front. Colin's getting boxed out there by, looks like Tiana Lee. Back up the window. Now they drive it all the way back across. Into the zone, they'll work it. Irwin slows it down. Now they wait back for Paige Collin. Back out in front. That is going to be, a stick between the legs. Tromboy doesn't like it, but it's a penalty by the letter of the law. And they'll flip it out, and that's going to be number 5 in the game. You can't put your stick out like that. The player trips over it. It's a penalty every day of the week.
Unless she had played the puck first, which she did not.
Absolutely not, she did not. Sorry, Shy, you're on that one if you're watching this back later. Off to the window at the 5th power play. They're 1 for 4. There's going to be an opportunity back to the blue line. They'll work it off the wall. Now the Blizzard are kind of running into a problem here. And that might be that, they get all these opportunities and don't score, and that did come back and get them in the rear end. Puck gets shot out of play.
That's for sure, Mike. But at the same time, we had, I believe it was Alana Mendez and Jillian Henry poking at each other just before that whistle.
Yeah, now they worked it off the wall. I'm just going to get the count from our timekeeper, Justin Passy, here off the face-off. Now they worked it out. I think that's penalty number 5. Yeah. As they'll work it off. Back to the middle. MWJHL, Curtis St. Marie, Chad Erickson, back to the blue line. Now they worked it. Here's another shot in front. That doesn't work. Back to the blue line. Now center it. Looks at it. Back to the point quickly. Drives it in front. Oh, nice save there by Curtis. She definitely kept this team respectable for her team. Back out, the penalties certainly don't help. Back across now for Joplin behind the net. Joplin had the power play goal last night. Should give up the putt. And now shoot it all the way down. The power play goal today, which got the Blizzard on the board. That's off the window. That was scored by Dana Poulton. Poulton from Henry and Fleming back out. We've since had a goal. Fleming back for Duncan. Rolls it around. Now they worked it. Here's an opportunity. That's a shot stopped by.
And this, no, this is number 3 for the Predators, I believe.
And the Blizzard I think they're 1 for 3 on the power play. This will be number 4.
Okay, you're right.
Back out. Now they work it cross ice. Predators will chip it out. Certainly playing with fire here. Kiana Lee back to get it. Now they shoot it around. This comes back to the corner. Now they wait for it out the window. They'll send it in front. That doesn't work. Now back to the middle. And it's going to come back up and over. Back cross ice. Up for Henry. She can't settle it down. Now does. Great outlet feed that did cut off. Now they worked it out for Duncan. Duncan tried to make something happen, but that true drop went offside. Here we're 13:54 to go in the second period. Pardon me.
That offside, I believe, was caused by a little bit of confusion at the line. No one seemed to knew where the puck was. They thought it was in, and bingo bango.
We have a programming announcement that is going to come for Game Time TV tomorrow, so watch out for that. Puck comes down. Now they worked it in the corner. Back to the line. Here's the shot that goes back to the blue line. Back quickly, they'll work it in. Trying to settle it quickly back in. That doesn't work. Here's a chance quickly back here for Fleming. Fleming tries to turn around. Madison Fleming turns out of some tight space, and Predators find the loose puck and send it down. Now they work it out front, back behind. Trying to play this up the ice. It's a work up for Fleming. Fleming tries to work it. Madison Fleming, this goes back down. They'll work it into the corner. Here off the wall for Taylor Webb. Webb, that doesn't quite work. Now they drive it out front, back to the blue line. That is not the way off the shin. Here now for Joey and Henry. Henry back to the point. Final 15 seconds to the shot. That's going to be stopped, and the Predators will try to find a rebound, but Kleeman holds it in. Now they'll try again. Joey and Henry giving chase, causing the Predators all kinds of problems. The puck will just top at the blue line. And they'll work it out for Kiana Lee. Lee sends it in. All the way back to Diallo, back behind the net. Now it's Diallo. Works it cross ice. Now they leave it back to the blue line. They'll work it in. Back to the point. Here's that shot, that stop, that's not the way. And it's going to come all the way down. Now they leave it here. Backing into this is Stewart, and that's going to be icing on the Predators once more.
I don't know.
The Predators, to me, Curtis, I know they're up 2-1.
Yeah.
But they seem very, very flustered.
They're not. It's not that they're flustered. They're purposely icing the puck. Well, we have a little bit of a break here. There is a bit of a purpose for for them icing the puck. What they are trying to do, and it is smart hockey. It is also cheap hockey. They are icing the puck to try and slow down this fast-paced Blizzard team, as they're trying to fix the net here behind Sidney Irwin.
But now the devil's advocate to that is if you don't win a lot of defensive zone face-offs, they might have a goal come off of that.
That's true, but sometimes that's a risk you're going to want to take.
Right. But now they put the post. That is the problem at the post.
The peg is not going all the way into the net.
Yeah,
and that's a safety issue.
That would be
so they've alerted the linesman right away, which is good.
That would be a problem.
There we go. Looks a bit better. Looks firm. And, oh, hold on. All right, and we're ready to play, Mike. Back to you.
All right, we're ready to play face off to the right. 5-on-5 it comes. There's a bunch of the Polar Ice are now walking here back out. I'll leave it across. That looks like Mackenzie Henley, and I can't tell who the other one is. Here's a long play back as they'll work it back to the blue line. Tries to play this out front, back to the middle, and they'll send it all the way down the ice. Back for loading Mask. Mask up the wall. Tries to feed for Poulton. Long play, icing again. And Curtis will play it, but not before it's an icing call. Lots of icings.
That's for sure, Mike.
Both these teams kind of want to. They're playing conservative. Whether that's the right way to play, I'm not so sure. Puck comes back. Now they work it around. MWJHL, Chad Erickson, and Curtis St. Marie, and the rest of our Game Time TV crew. Puck comes up the ice here, 11:26 to go. Now they lift it back to the middle. Trying to drive it, this doesn't work. Now back again, now flip it, leaves it. Quickly to the back corner. It's going to be taken there by Jarian behind the net. Jarian tries to work it up for Poulton. Poulton had the puck go underneath their stick. And now they'll have Van Cronin try to walk the line. Now they drive it off the wall. Into the middle. And Van Cronin gets knocked over by Leipzig. That maybe was a penalty earlier in the game. But mercifully that's not going to be called. Because I don't think the Predators can understand another power play back out. Long play there, that line of Litke, Sloan, Leipzig is out there. Here's the partial break. Moving in the sun. Rebound. Stopped by Curtis.
Michelle Curtis has definitely been playing really well tonight.
Yeah, that was Henry, I think, that had the chance.
Yeah, so far Michelle Curtis has stopped 15 out of 16 shots.
10:29 to go here in the middle period. Back up, they'll play it around out front. Here they come at the 2-on-1. It's the Colin line with Granham. Granham, they had the James opening goal. Throws it back in front. Colin's getting boxed out there by, looks like Tiana Lee. Back up the window. Now they drive it all the way back across. Into the zone, they'll work it. Irwin slows it down. Now they wait back for Paige Collin. Back out in front. That is going to be, a stick between the legs. Tromboy doesn't like it, but it's a penalty by the letter of the law. And they'll flip it out, and that's going to be number 5 in the game. You can't put your stick out like that. The player trips over it. It's a penalty every day of the week.
Unless she had played the puck first, which she did not.
Absolutely not, she did not. Sorry, Shy, you're on that one if you're watching this back later. Off to the window at the 5th power play. They're 1 for 4. There's going to be an opportunity back to the blue line. They'll work it off the wall. Now the Blizzard are kind of running into a problem here. And that might be that, they get all these opportunities and don't score, and that did come back to get them in the rear end. Puck gets shot out of play.
That's for sure, Mike. But at the same time, we had, I believe it was Alana Mendez and Jillian Henry poking at each other just before that whistle.
Yeah, now they worked it off the wall. I'm just going to get the count from our timekeeper, Justin Passy, here off the face-off. Now they worked it out. I think that's penalty number 5. Yeah. As they'll work it off. Back to the middle. MWJHL, Curtis St. Marie, Chad Erickson, back to the blue line. Now they worked it. Here's another shot in front. That doesn't work. Back to the blue line. Now center it. Looks at it. Back to the point quickly. Drives it in front. Oh, nice save there by Curtis. She definitely kept this team respectable for her team. Back out, the penalties certainly don't help. Back to Cross now for Joplin behind the net. Joplin had the power play goal last night. Should give up the putt. And now shoot it all the way down. The power play goal today, which got the Blizzard on the board. That's off the window. That was scored by Dana Poulton. Poulton from Henry and Fleming back out. We've since had a goal. Fleming bat for Duncan. Rolls it around. Now they worked it. Here's an opportunity. That's a shot stopped by Curtis.
Yeah, you know what? The comparisons out of the special teams last night are very different tonight, as the Predators are doing really well on the penalty kill tonight, and it seems to me the Blizzards are struggling
back
quite
out
a
off
bit.
the window, although now they work off the boards. Once you get a power play, a look at a power play more consistently, you have a way to defend it. Puck comes back out, now they shoot it all the way down. Yeah, it's going to be an opportunity. According to our timekeeper, Justin Pathio, it's right all on. This is the 5th penalty. So the Blizzard are 1 for 4. As the puck worked it off the wall. Now they shoot it. Here's the chant backdoor. Maddox rolls it in, and it comes all the way down the ice. Here's Mask. Back to get it behind the net. They're now 1 for 5. Well, keep that number in the back of your head, Curtis.
That's for sure.
1 for 5. We'll see how this one finishes. Puck comes off the wall now. They roll it around the wall. Mask has it cut off. So Bailey Dradham had the game's opening goal. And Elena Mendez has the 2-1 goal. Actually, Bailey Dradham had the tying goal. Mendez had the go-ahead goal here in the second period. Up the wall for Maggie Maddox. Maddox will work it off the window, now send it across. Works it out here, that cut-off play quickly. And the Blizzard will circle back in their own zone. You notice how the Blizzard, if the play's not there, will throw the puck back into their own zone and just reset. Here's Devenant. They don't want to give up possession of the puck. She'll shoot it wide. Now for Dana Poulton. Back for Devenant. Oh, man. She got the worst at out right in the back of the board there. She looks no worse for wear, and the puck's going to come out to center ice. Now they leave it here, just the opportunity. Michael Cat Erickson and Curtis St. Marie. 6.5 to go here in the second. Another Blizzard player fell down. Here's a backward shot right on the goal. Some of the fans thought that was in. Henry back behind the net, tried to work it out. Now Van Conen's there to cut it off. Now they wait for it, back out in front. That's sandwich back to the front of the goal. Back out now here. It's going to be left for Ashton Van Conen. Back up, now feeds it back for Van Conen. Van Conen back off the window, wants Dana Poulton. Poulton there to leave it. Dana Poulton cuts to the middle. Has a shot to the back end. Oh, she just about had her set into the night. Some of the grandstand referee can't believe that did not go in. Poulton just about had her set into the night. Up the window, Taylor Webb tried to jam off Joey and Henry. Back for Van Conen, in for Bailey Dranham. Dranham works it around the corner now for Shaw Tremblay. Tremblay trying to come up with a puck. She's out of the penalty box. We'll look to make amends for that penalty. Long lead feed up the ice here for Mitwayenko. Back to get it, Mitwayenko quickly. Tight turns out to center ice. Humpty just taken out by Mitwayenko. Fortunate that wasn't a penalty there. The referee was standing right there. Didn't make the call. Earlier in the game, that probably was the penalty, but mercifully they probably kept the arm down. Back out. That was from the side, not the head. Back out in front. If it was the head, no doubt, that's 2 minutes, maybe even 4. Nearing the 5-minute mark here in the second period. Up the window, they'll shoot it down. Paige Collins has been rather quiet after that opening goal last night. Back for Maddox. Maddox will give it up. Now they work it back into the corner. Now, we remember that the Predators are not everything with Paige Collins, but they're most of it. Puck comes down. Now they work off the window. No one individual player is important to the team. It's a team game. Back out. Now they work it around. Now they settle it back off the wall. Although the leading scorer and presumptive MVP, don't know until the awards banquet in April, but back out. Here's a shot that's stopped by the defense, and the Blizzard will quickly turn this back around. Now this is turned into a skating game. Back off the wall here, Polanski right in on Curtis. And Curtis.
Yes.
Lexi Polanski had a nice rush there. She'd been kind of that hybrid between defense and forward, depending on injuries. And tonight she's up front.
That's for sure, Mike.
Now they worked it down, 4-14. Here to go in the second period, back in. Tries to settle it here. Provident, that goes wide, Provident. Had a chance there. Now they worked it off the window. Long lead play all the way down the ice. Do you not feel this turning into kind of last night?
I do.
Those goals early in the game, and now it's end to end, maybe the third period. Here's Fleming as we're in the final 4 minutes. Fleming off the wall, sends it in front. That one eluded Curtis. It got her in the upper part of the right-hand shoulder in the glove area, and she caught it.
I've got a question for you, Michael.
Shoot.
With 3:49 to go.
The question isn't is water wet, is it? 'Cause it is.
With 3:49 to go in the period, if you're Coach Doug, what do you say to your roster between periods to spike them up?
Well, you're dominating this game. You got to find a goal. The shots are 24-11. Predators haven't had an awful lot of shots in this series, remember. Just find a goal. You're playing it very well. You had 2 breakdowns, and they end up in the back of your net. Here's a chance down the stretch. They'll leave it at that. For me, I wouldn't change a thing. Here's Granum. Back off the wall. Everybody's gravitating right toward Paige Colwyn. Provident knocks the puck out. Now she's going to knock it out to center ice. And the Predators will backtrack. Leaves it off the wall. Here's Deitz. Deitz will try to work it up the wall. There's that contact. Fleming on Colwyn. Colwyn looking up like this. She wanted a penalty. She's not going to get it. Now they split it off the wall. Now the defenseman brings it up. It might be trouble because it's a 3-on-1 and they didn't realize it. And Didorchik throws his arms up in the air like that's unfortunate. He had a 3-on-1. They didn't realize it. Here they come. It's a 2-on-2 over the blue line. Back down in front. The shot. That is stopped by Irwin. Now, granted, Curtis, the 5 penalties is what has made this shot differential wide.
That's for sure.
But again, it's 2-1, and you're not out of the woods until the game is done by any means. Just see the last 9 minutes. Back out is Webb. Webb back into the corner with 2-1 until the last 9 minutes, and then we'd have to try and go in the winning goal just like that. Before you know it, the Blizzard are up 3-2, and the Predators don't even know what hit them. Here's the shot. That's going to be stopped by Irwin. 2:26 to go.
That's for sure, Michael. You know what? It is a different hockey game than last night, but it is still close, and it is still tight, and still played the same way as it was.
Here's the shot that did over top of the net. Sorry to cut you off. They're back out. Now they worked it off the wall. Now send it out front. Poulton works it around Webb. Poulton got a chance at a face-off. Oh, she made that one move. And the defender covered up at the last minute. Now they worked it up here for Mask. Mask will work it up the ice. Here for Devenot. Devenot will leave it. Here's the shot. That is going to be stopped. And Curtis has another shot. And, if I was the Blizzard, I would just tell them to funnel everything to the net here in the last 22 minutes.
That's what I'd be doing. You know what? Shots in bunches, Michael. Shots in bunches. Plansky's going to line up on the wing and see what we can do.
And then trap it back out. Now they send it across. They'll work it around here. Another 2 to go in the second. Back up the boards. 2-1 to score. As they'll work it up the seam. Now they drive it here. The chant down the boards. They'll leave it off the wall here now quickly. Sends it back across. Looking, there's the shot. Out in front. That doesn't work. Back quickly. As they leave it, here's this opportunity back to the seam. Another shot. That's just Kareem wide. Off the wall, they're trying to get there. Nobody to get there for the Blizzard. Now they keep it in at the blue line, but it bounces out toward the center right blue line. Stutter stepping and not able to get it out. Here's Diallo off the wall. Out Diallo in the corner. Tried to work it here with 1:15 to go. Back to Semenko. Semenko there, they're trying to cause some problems for the Blizzard in their own zone. Diallo rolls it around the wall, had the puck rolled right around her. Now trying to follow up, but unable to cover it up. There was Chloe Litke, and the Blizzard are away into the zone off Diallo now behind the net. Blizzard have to hurry here in the last 50 seconds of the second period. if they want to get into the third period on even turns, but as we saw last night, even in the third period or going into the third doesn't mean anything. Puck comes off the wall. Here's Deitz. Rolls it off the wall, now leads there to cut it off. Stolen! Here's Joplin! Oh, she put it over top. Just like that, that's how quick the change is. One opportunity off the wall, Fleming sends it in. Fleming looks at it, she gets slowed up, bounces off the hit, gets the puck back. Out to center ice, sends it in. Works it back now, she's in a hustle. Last 15 seconds of the period. Drops it back for Provident, back for Lee! Hits the stick in front, couldn't make the right angle there to find Joplin. Back off the wall, a 90-degree angle probably would have done it. Here's a steal and not going to do it. Are you ready for the third?
I am, are you?
I am. Not much more.
I say forget the flood, let's just continue playing.
Yeah, not much needs to be said. 2-1 after 40. We'll take a break here on Game Time. We'll be right back. Third period, nicely anyway. Michael Dale onside Cat Erickson, and we have penalty number 6. Curtis coming right off the hop here.
Well, let's see what the Blizzard can do on this one, Michael.
Yeah, it's going to be Bailey Granum for a stick penalty. And it's going to be... We'll see what happens. Faceoff comes back to the line on the power play. Now work it around. Here's that chance at the end. Out of the back corner, they'll flip it. Here's this chance at the end. Michael Dale, Chad Ayrton, and Curtis St. Marie. On the power play are the Blizzard. They'll work it back to the front of the goal. Back to the slot. Now they play it around. Works it in. Back to the blue line. Now they work it through here. This shot that goes off the ledge. Now they work it around, back to the blue line here. And it's going to be flipped back to the point, nicely held in. Blizzard on their 6th power play, they're 1 for 5. Back to the corner here, this shot, not to be knocked. Right back to the middle, and it's going to come all the way down. Awful lot of pressure put on, but no shot and no goal so far in the opening minute. Now they work it around. Michael Dale, Chad Erickson, and Curtis St. Marie. Puck comes up the window. Now they drive it off the corner. Waiting for it is the chance. Back to the middle. Waiting, and that's going to be offside. This power play, other than the first one, has been kind of okay, to say the very least. It's been an okay power play. Some chances, not a lot. Puck comes out. Fleming on the draw, going to win it. Blizzard at possession, now they give it up at center. And it's dumped out to the blue line. Blizzard are going to lament some chances missed if they lose this game. Back out. Now they work it back to the corner, they'll shoot it all the way in. Back quickly, now the Predators will gain possession. Now they work it out the window, that comes back to the slot. And it's going to be an opportunity out to the middle. Leaves it all the way around, back to the slot. Now they drive it. Here's that opportunity around the net. Chances it's brought back. Gonna wait at the point, back to the blue line. Shot right on, that stop by Curtis. Tip to the back corner. Here's that opportunity. And a puck will airmail the blue line. This might catch somebody on a change. One of the Predators is diving after it. And it's going to be back into the center right area. 17 and a half. Just under the goal. Now Van Cornen loses, or Mastroy loses their stick. This is going to a lot of Predators a chance to control. Now they leave it. Back to cross out front. Now back to the middle. Here's a chance for Brooke Collins. Collins works it. Trying to settle it all the way around. Back to the blue line. Now they leave it here for Joey and Henry. Henry back to cross. Now they settle it down. Waits for this opportunity. Back to the middle here now. Chayton. Here back for Sloan. Sloan right out in front. Shot that stop by Irwin. Here with 15:46 to go, Curtis.
That's for sure, Mike. It's, you know, it's going to be one of those, you know, I think the third period is going to be much of the same as the second period.
And the question is, did the goal come in last night's case with the tying and the winning goal? Puck comes back. And I'll drop the puck here in a second. 16:45 here to go. Now they have a look. Back to the middle. Now they worked it off the boards. Back out to the middle, out in front. Here's a shot that's tipped away by Irwin. Now they worked it off to the middle. And I'll send this out to center. Michael Dale, Chad Erickson. Works it down. Out of the back corner, out front. I'll send it back to the middle, and that doesn't quite work. Back to the slot now. And I'll send it out front. All on the back window. Here's Dana Poulton. Poulton will leave it. Poulton drives it. Now they wait for it out front. Back to the line. And they're going to flip it quickly. Waits for it off the window, and they'll shoot it down. Drives it off the window. Here's a chance for Fleming. Fleming waiting for it here in a 2-1 game. And they'll work it out to center and all the way out. Long lead play. Back to the corner. Nothing there. They'll work it down. And back out at Chayton. By the way, the Averalls and the, it's not Yellowhead, it's Westman. They were 0-0 after one period at 7 Oaks. Puck comes down. All three Cohen sisters on the 8th at the same time in 2 separate games. I saw Dad was here, and I'm assuming some other family members might be watching younger sister Nora over at the 7 Oaks Sports Box. Back out. Now they shoot it all the way around. Great play there. Giello had a bit of an opportunity there. Played off at the last minute. Daring at the point. They'll work it. Drives it back down here. The shot. That is going to be stopped and be icing.
After the next whistle.
And
listen up for the 50-50 winner. Next whistle.
That whistle, it'll be the 50-50 winner, according to Justin Passy. Now we have a back in. Now they worked it around here. The shot, oh, that hit Irwin in front, went behind the net. Now they worked it through. Back to the corner. Tries to settle it. Now that doesn't work. Long lead play back in front. That did picked off. And now they'll bring the puck out to the middle. Out to center. This is dumped in. Taken back by Mendez. MWJHL Championship beginning Sunday night, 8:30. Right here on Game Time TV. Puck comes down. And they work it through. The question is, will there be game 3? Do drop one back to cross. Nice save there by Curtis as one of the Blizzards got tangled up. Up the window now, here's Tremblay. Tremblay back out, works it now for Collins. Collins looking. Paige Collins tries to make something happen. Hasn't had an awful lot of room. They'll gladly give it a wall if that's the room that she wants rather than the front of the net. Now they work it out front, back to the middle. That's going to be taken back. Drives it in front. Now there's a battle at the Preds top line and they're trying to create space. And this is going to be in behind play, a penalty for hooking.
That was a little bit of a late call there.
Yeah, it was.
Tonight's 50-50 winners.
Joplin Joplin doesn't like the call. Well, mind you, they've had all the power plays in the world in the first two periods there, Curtis.
That's for sure, Michael.
So they couldn't take advantage, including one in the third. Now they work it. Back to the corner, 13 and a half patrol. They'll leave it out front. Here's a chance for Collins right on. I hit the mask. And that's going to roll back to the middle. Waits for it for Morgan Sloan. Sends it in. Shot that top. Rebound. Oh, she had her going the wrong way. She went one way, the putt went the other, and just skirted wide. Now there could be a hunting call. But no arm went up. All right, back out. 5-on-4 for 1:27. As they'll work it back up the ice. Here's a chance. Shot all the way around. Nothing there with Dana Poulton. They'll leave it. Sends it out front quickly back to the blue line. Here's Mendez. Mendez over the blue line, sends it in. Back up the window, they'll poke it. Tries to send it out of the middle. As it's going to go back to the far blue line. Waiting for it up the wall. They'll drive it in. And they'll look for it cross ice. Tries to settle. Up the window, this is a shot that's going to go off the window there for Webb. Webb is going to leave it, Taylor Webb. Off the board, Webb has some room. That angle that quickly cut off. 40 seconds in the minor to drop one. I'll send it out front. And now this is going to go back into the corner. Quickly works it, here's Tremblay. Tremblay back to play it. Now they leave it, this comes out front. As it is rolled. Granum trying to control it, comes all the way down. And it's going to go back for Dietz. Dietz quickly up the window. Here come the Predators. They'll cycle. Brings it out front. Here's a chance for Bailey Granum. Granum right back out. Another shot that doesn't work. Back to the corner quickly. Another opportunity. It's just shot around 11:20. Here to go in the third period. 2-1 to score. Puck comes up the wall. We were in this exact position this time last night in this hockey game. Puck comes up. Now they work it through. Here's Medoff. Medoff moves in. Medoff tries to drive it around. Medoff waits behind the net. Maggie Medoff tries to drive it. Now the Preds looks intent to defend that 2-1 lead a little better than two shifts in the back half of that hockey game. And we have an icing call here with what is going to be 10:53 to go in the game.
Yeah, Michael, you know what? Like I said, it wasn't going to be much different than the second period, and it hasn't been.
Yeah, back out. Now this one is kind of tighten the screws and tighten the hatches. Luciana Lee back in. Now they work it around quickly. Back to the far corner, they'll settle around. Trying to leave it. Here's this opportunity. Back at the left. Now here for Joplin. Joplin's out of the box. Joplin driving. Joplin just taking off the puck. Follow up. Now this goes into the corner. One of the players that was Fleming lost their stick, but she had it slashed out of her hand. Kind of agree with her there, but there's an on-call. Back out here with 10-12 to go in the third.
And no surprise, icing again. And I'm going to ask Michael a question.
Shoot.
All right, Michael. 6 years ago, how did Mike FM become about?
Oh, goodness. Do we have a half an hour?
I think we do.
That's how I'll explain that maybe between games. Puck comes off the wall. Drives it in. Now they look off the window. Trying to bring this opportunity. Drives it all the way back. Drives it off the wall. Here's the shot in front. Back to the blue line. Another shot. Follow up. Oh, man. That hit something in front. That may have actually hit Curtis's glove.
My glove's over here.
Now we'll see what happens.
Face-off is dropped, and we're underway.
Back again. Off the face-off, they'll work it. Trying to play it back to the point. Here's a chance for Palante. Palante works it. Quickly they leave it. All the way back to the wall. Now they settle it off the seam and out. Drives it in. Another opportunity. This comes back. And that's not going to work. Works it in. And that's going to be another stoppage.
You know what? This dump and icing for the whistle. It has been very effective tonight for the Western Predators.
9-11 here in the back half of the third period. They'll send it across. Now they worked it off the wall. Sends it back to the wall. It comes all the way down to the corner. 9:01 to go here in the third period. They worked it off the wall. Now they play it off the boards. And that's not going to work. Back to the far corner, quickly out. And they'll bring this all the way around. Back in front, this is an icing call. Another icing call. I should keep count. Icing would have a pretty hefty sponsor right now.
Before you know it, the goalies are going to start playing pass.
Yeah. I'm just dealing with a few issues right now off the face-off. I'll work it around.
What did you do, Michael?
Nah, it's nothing. Back out. Works it back to the corner. Here's this opportunity. Trying to drive it in. Now they play it again. Back to the middle. 8:18 remaining. Here in the third period. 2-1 the score. Works it back out. Back off the wall. Here's the shot, the yellow, that's it thrown wide. Now they worked it back. 7:56 here to go. And they'll work it off the window. Works it off. Here's a shot that's stopped by Curtis.
Curtis went for the quick whistle, although it did look like a play she could have played.
Yeah, but I mean, with your season on the line, you don't want a chance that all of a sudden it's a turnover and ends up 200 feet away from your
Sure
net.
enough, Michael.
Back to the point. Here's this opportunity. They'll send it all the way down, back to the middle. Here's a shot, Joplin. Now tries to work it. Drives it in front. Stopped by Curtis. And they'll knock it back. Trying to work it in. Blizzard have been the better team in this series. It's just about to be 1-1. There's another flip. And that's going to be Blizzard penalty. And that might be Kiana Lee. .7:27 here to go in the third period. Puck comes back across. Back off the window here. The missed call back out in front. Another shot on net. Stopped by Irwin.
So, Michael, 7:18 left to go. You're the head coach of the Blizzard. What do you do to pump your team up?
I change absolutely nothing. I bank on that one of these shots goes in. You just find a way to get this to overtime and then take your chances in overtime. You're not tomorrow in your back pocket. You've played well enough to win this game. The Predators, for them, I think it's imperative they score on this power play. Back out. Now they work it as Webb. Back in the corner. Now they leave it off the window here up to Granum. Actually, Granum missed the play, and now it's up quickly back for what is going to be quickly there. That's going to be Jada Cotwell. Back out here, the shot, awkward angle, Stopped by Irwin. You know, I had no clue in my mind here, Curtis, that goal by Mendez would be the only one in about a period.
That's for sure. And could possibly be the game winner.
Yeah, the way that was going there for a while. Now they come back, they'll ship it around, 6.5 to go. Now they settle it back to the corner that comes out here for Allen. Allen will leave it. Quickly back out in front, he steals it. Or she steals it back out. Now they work it around. You're up for Mendez. Mendez is moving in. Now they work it back quickly off the seam. Tries to drive it in. It's going to be a chance for Brooke Collins off the window. And it's going to come all the way back. Quickly off the wall. Here's a chance. Now they set it back in. Here with under 6 to go. Back across. They'll shoot it away. And it's going to come back and they'll settle it in. Quickly down. Off the wall. They'll send it down. Back out looking. Another opportunity. That's a nice back check. Trying to work it in. Here's a shot. Fleming. That just goes wide. Now for Dana Poulton. Chance will probably be right about in the next 2 minutes or so if they're going to score. That comes out. Under 5:20 to go here in the third period. They'll work it across ice up the seam. Drives it in. Now they work it down. That doesn't work. Now to the middle. Here's a chance they'll set it off. Here's Leipzig right on. Blocker stop. Now they send it in the corner. Not quickly. Drives it in. Now they wait for it here with under 5 to go. They'll play it all the way around. Back down up the seam. Trying to drive it. Here's Tumsky. That pass is intercepted. Now they work it down. 4.5 to go here in the third period. Back out. Now they work it all the way down. Van Konen back to get it. 4:28 to go here in the third period. Paige Colwyn out there on the ice. Has not had a decent scoring chance since the last goal she scored back in game 1 of the series. Here's Colwyn. Dumps it in. Predators almost playing a little too much dump and chase for my liking here. That comes off the window. Up the seam. With under 4 to go, here's Joplin. Off the window. Now they work it. Back down the seam. It looks like as of right now, we'll be back at 8:30 on Saturday. They'll send it out front. Here's the shot glove. And that's going to be stopped and held with 3:42 left.
I wouldn't be saying that just quite yet, Michael. 3:42 is a lot of time and a lot of hockey.
That's the reason I said it looks like. That would be the way it would be trending.
It kind of looks like that, but you know what? Look at what happened last night when the game was tied at 2.
For sure, back out. Nashville leading Dallas by the way, 13:40. Here's a shot to go in the second period, 1-0.
I'm not worried about that game. I'm worried about the Jets game.
Yeah, well, it's a big game for the Jets. They could be bumped out of the playoffs if Nashville wins that game. Back out. Jets do not play till tomorrow. Now they work it off the seam. They'll send it out. Back quickly here for Cleveland. Cleveland works it. Tries to settle it back. Nothing there. 3:20 to go. Back out. Trying to work it back to the blue line. Chant out here, the shot that tipped away. Now they drive it here with 3:10 left. Here for Allen. Back out quickly. Oh, Henry had that chance roll right off her stick, about another 2 feet, and she had that one. Brooke Cohen right on goal, back for Menox. Works it back across. Now they send it down. 23 shots for the Predators, 30 for the Blizzard. Blizzard trail 2-1 here in the third period. Now they work it off the window and out. Puck comes all the way back. And they'll shoot this all the way in. Trying to leave it. Now back quickly, they'll work it. In on the back corner. This comes out for Tremblay. Looks at it here with 2:25 to go. They'll drive it. Out of the back corner here with 2:15 remaining. Trying to play it down. In the corner, they'll wait for it. Back out here, the shot, that's not the way. Drives it in. 2 minutes remaining. In the third period, they'll shoot it down. Back in behind. Predators looking like they're going to win game 2, but still a long way to go. Long lead play. Minute 49 is a lot of time. Mendez with their game-winning goal right now. Puck comes off the wall here. It's going to be taken across ice up into the middle here for Henry. Goalie should go any minute. She's looking, there she goes. Back up in the corner now behind the goal. Allen tries to tangle it up. Allen has room to skate this out. She does. Over center, dumps it in right to the net. That was nicely blocked. Blizzard is still alive. Here's Fleming. Fleming tries to shoot it. Fleming has it in her skates, has it outside the blue line. Rumbling down with Van Konen. Puck gets flipped to the net. Off the goalpost! Off the goalpost! Whoa, why is that icing?
Because the net is empty.
But they hit the goalpost. Really? Okay. Anyway, the Blizzard will take that bounce.
So the Blizzard call a timeout. What do you say to your bench?
Win the draw, score a goal. I think
Anybody can say win the draw, score a goal, but you got to pump them up. What do you think should happen?
well, you got to get possession first off. I think this is more about what happens if you don't get possession. How do you plan to get the puck back?
I believe if you get the possession, the extra attacker should be out on the wing and ready to charge the net. If they get possession, draw it to the point, fire the puck, and have the person going to the net may create the distraction.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Curtis has seen a lot in this game. Not so much here in the third period, but
That's for sure. We'll find out right now.
who is it going to be to take the draw? I think it's going to be Joey and Henry. All the guns are out there for the Blizzard. Back off the wall, back to the line. Here we go. Back for Van Konen. Van Konen's shot off the lane. Now they're around the corner here for Joey and Henry. Predators come up with a puck. They're going to try 175 feet. They score! Bullseye! Paige Collins into the empty net.
Now, Michael, isn't this the same story as last year in the playoffs?
Yeah, I don't want to go there quite yet. Still a game 3 to be played.
That's for sure.
Be,
I hope.
Be Saturday night at 8:30. Puck comes out. Now they worked it down. I guess you really like some midnight hockey. Why not? That might be the easiest time she's had to try to score a goal in the last 2 games. 3-1 here. I'll tell you, the undoing for the Manitoba Blizzard was their power play. 1 for 5. That is the big kind of antidote in this one as far as I'm concerned. And then Michelle Curtis just calming the ship down. Not in it against great Furtichek yesterday, but Curtis was big when she made some saves to be called upon, and that's the way she goes here. It is going to be a 3-1 final score. And we'll get the post-game show going right now. We'll be going a little bit later than 8:30, so what we'll do is we'll say good night on this window, and we'll do the post-game show on the other window. So what we're reaching at it for the second game. Here's final score here tonight, 3-1. And we'll see you here on Saturday night.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you again to Michael for having me. Kat has always done a wonderful job and worked so hard keeping the show alive for you, Michael.
Yeah. Now what happens in the next game?
The next game? I hope both teams come out fighting with all cylinders.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see in about 10 minutes here on game time for the second game. Back after this.